My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hey guys, so I am doing an experiment today. I'm doing something that I've never done. I'm filming a video that I'm not going to edit. It's one take, and it's already been really different from what I usually do because I usually say, my name is Hannah and this is my beauty budget a handful of times so that I can get a really good take. But for this video, I just said it one time and then I immediately started the intro, and I'm just going to cut it and insert the title cards. No editing, no deleting, no choosing the best take, nothing. Now, credit where credit is due. This idea came from Angelica and Ricardo's boyfriend. I feel like I'm flubbing words more than I usually do just because I know that I'm gonna have to include everything and not cut anything out. So my friend Angelica, who I think all of you probably already follow, she has a brilliant YouTube channel and she posts 5 days a week and sometimes more. She just is a machine. She's incredible. She has such a robust channel, and she was here recently visiting, she and her fiance, and we were talking about our YouTube channels, of course, and I was talking about how I wish I could post more and that some of what holds me back is just how long it takes. So we were talking about how long it takes to film, how long it takes to edit, and Angelica told me that she just doesn't spend as long editing as I do. And part of it, I think, is because she's gotten used to talking in such a way. She's mastered the art of talking in such a way that doesn't require a lot of editing. So I was kind of hemming and hawing about how much time I spend editing, how much I edit, just my style of video. And her boyfriend was like, you need to do a one-take video just to get used to it. And I immediately was like, that's a terrifying and also brilliant idea. So I'm doing it now. I decided to do a one-take tutorial. So I'm just going to demonstrate a super blushy, sunburny face look. I'm using this Kevyn Aucoin bronzer, and that's it. I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna say, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video right now. But again, I'm not going to take a break. I'm just gonna transition with my title card, and then I'm gonna start talking again. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. All right, let's start. I have no idea what this is gonna be like for you guys. I don't know if you'll like it. You'll have to give me feedback down below. I don't anticipate doing this all the time, but I think it's healthy for me. It's good to experience it. So I assume I'm gonna have to like keep talking through applying the makeup so that it won't be too boring, because I usually fast forward through that. And sometimes some of you are like, we wanna see you applying the makeup. We wanna see it in real time. So this is your chance. So this is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Neo Bronzer in Sunrise Light. It's the lightest of the 3 little Neo bronzers that Kevyn Aucoin just released. And I really like this because it's got a very red undertone, so it really looks the way that my skin looks when I do get sun. It makes me look kind of flushed. And it has a darker side, and then the lighter side is very highlighty. In fact, it's somewhat of a glittery and can be built up to be quite a metallic highlight. So I'm going to go in with the more matte bronzer side first on this big bronzer brush. This is the Tom Ford 05, and I'm just going to kind of sculpt my face using mostly this, but sort of a mix with the lightest touch possible. And then I'll go in with darker bits of it and with some more highlighting powder, like more of the highlighting side of this powder, and I will kind of sculpt it. So I've learned about this brush. It picks up a lot of powder because it's natural hair. So I always tap it off as much as I can. I'm sometimes pretty surprised by how much is still on there, even after I kind of like whack at it and I see clouds of powder dispersing from it. Here we go. So I always start back here and I kind of go tap, 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 really from my temple. Like I bring it down from my temple, almost like a kind of contour, and it's really like the brush is touching my hairline. So I'm starting way back here, and just that's where I kind of want most of the blushy bronzer. To me, blush and bronzer are kind of the same thing. That's where I want most of it to be concentrated. So I start by making that little line, and then I start to swirl and broaden the area of the product. And then and by that time, most of the product is sort of already applied from the brush. So any sort of super dense amount of powder that was on there, it went here, which is where I wanted it. And now that I'm swirling more, I'm starting to swirl across to the middle part of my cheek more, but it's with less powder because most of the powder has been applied. So I keep swirling and I keep sort of pressing it in and really buffing it in. And really, I'm like scrubbing it. And I'm not afraid to let the brush touch my eye, come down here, touch my nose. Once I've sort of applied that first poof of powder, and so it's more lightly dispersed in the bristles, I'm not afraid to kind of let it get all around, because that just is how you get that diffused and more natural look, rather than that look like you've done like a paint by number on your face. My nose is running a little bit. I don't know why. I don't think I'm sick, but this is the kind of thing that I would ordinarily cut from the video. So there we go. So now I'm gonna go, that was a pretty good application. Like that's quite a lot. It's a really pigmented product, and I can already see this slightly it's almost like a tiny bit bruise colored deepness right in the center where the most product is applied. And that tells me that I don't really want to go back in with another layer of that on this side, because I feel like that's enough. Like if I started to build more, it might get too brown for me and I might look kind of like I have a bruise. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm not going to fast forward it, and I'm not going to cut it out. It's so interesting and weird, but I'll go through it quickly instead of like stopping and talking the whole time. So there's the majority of the powder applied to that spot. And now here is the buffing and blending. And I'm even bringing it, you can see, up to the sides. I didn't do that as much on this side, but I'll definitely go back and hit those sides of the face. And I'm also hitting my nose a little bit with, again, the very, very light layer that's left clinging to the brush after I've scrubbed it into my skin. So I feel like that it's probably a little bit washed out on camera, but in real life it looks pretty intense on the cheeks. Like you can tell it's a makeup look on the cheeks, but the way that it comes across the bridge of the nose and across this part of the cheeks makes it look more natural, more like an actual sunburn, and that balances out the makeup-y effect of how intense the application of product is on the cheekbones. So I want a lighter application for the rest of my face, so I'm just going to tap in. I'm not really like going in. I'm just tapping in a tiny bit instead of getting it all over the brush, because I'm now going to do the sides and the little crown of my head, which that's where sun really, really hits. I'm going to get sides here. That's like a kind of contouring on the forehead too, but it's like the makeup-y aspect of contouring, but it's the natural aspect of the fact that it's kind of this sunburny, blushy color. And I'm also going to take it, I'm tapping a tiny bit into the product again because I think there's not much left. I'm taking it under here to sculpt my jawline. And then I'm going to take it down my neck, which I almost always do because my neck is like creamy yellow white compared to my face, which my neck, that kind of creamy pale yellow is the color of my actual skin. I think that's like my undertone, a little bit warm, like very like paper white but with a slight golden tint. And you know, that's like the foundation that matches me the best. That's my coloring, but my skin on my face is always a bit pink because I deal with redness. And it's something that I think I've mentioned a number of times, but it's interesting to think about the fact that we talk about undertones and sometimes it can be hard to distinguish that you have a warm rather than a cool undertone, especially if you have very pale skin, because you have redness, and redness looks pink or red so it can make you look like you have a cool undertone. It took me a long time to learn that I actually have a warm undertone, and when I figured it out, it made it much easier to find the proper complexion products. So that's the base. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. This is the Rephr 05, and I'm going to highlight essentially, but it's sort of like a blushy highlight. So I'm picking up on this really, really sparkly highlighty side, and I'm gonna buff that over the whole cheek actually, because I don't want it to be like a super targeted highlight. I just want it to be a buffed layer. So it's intensifying the color a bit, and it's definitely making it shine. I'm again using some of the leftover product from that on the tip of my nose because I like my nose to be a bit highlighted. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and put this product on my eyes as well to be part of this video. I'm gonna like complete the whole look on this video. So I'm taking a Rephr brush as well. I can't tell which number it is because the number has worn off, but it's sort of a mid-height or mid-length and mid-level of fluffiness eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this all over the lid, all over kind of like almost all the way up to the brows, just laying down a layer of product. This is the part that I'm worried about is going to be really boring. I should think of something to say, but I just feel like my life is sort of, well, I mean, interesting things have been happening. I mean, it was amazing to have Angelica and Ricardo here. It was actually amazing. Like, it just, they're so fun to hang out with. They're so easy to hang out with. They both have such great senses of humor, and they just are, they're easygoing, but not in a way that means that they're like super laid back and relaxed and like they're exciting, I guess, to be around is what I mean. I think sometimes when you say someone's easygoing, it kind of means that they, you know, don't have high energy, but I think you can probably tell from Angelica's channel that she is a high energy person. But they're easygoing in that I didn't feel anxious when they were here that like we were making the wrong decision, like where the bar we decided to go to, that they wouldn't like it, or that they're gonna think it's weird that we have, you know, this in our house and not that, or that we, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like I didn't have those feelings of like anxiety that are associated with hosting, just because of the nature of them as guests. And that was just so lovely. It was a really fun time. And it's been an intense work week. I'm filming this on a Saturday, but our work building in which my sewing studio is located was closed on the 4th of July, which is a Thursday. So we lost a work day, and that meant that I had to finish the sewing that I usually do on Thursday on Friday, and then we had to move our photo shoot for the business, which is usually on Friday, to today, which is Saturday. And so I just got home from that, and I washed off all of the makeup that I was wearing. I was wearing like a super intense green, sort of like metallic green eye look, greeny blue, like a peacock greeny blue, with some reflective holographic glitter on my brow bone. I took a picture of it and I'll probably post it to Instagram. So if you're interested in what that look looked like, then go to my Instagram page and look for something that looks like that. But that's kind of why I've got a little bit of darkness. I don't know if you can see from there, but a little bit of darkness on my lower lash line because I sort of have some latent makeup clinging from the makeup I did for the photo shoot. So this is just such a good product. Like it's blending flawlessly. I love using cheek products on my eyes because they're designed to blend out flawlessly and to sort of become one with your skin. I mean, you know, good ones are, they should be. And so they just work beautifully for a supernatural fleshed eye look. So I'm taking this Refer 02 and I'm going onto my lower lash line with the same product. I feel like I can't talk while I'm doing this because I'm making this face. Another thing that really, yeah, I can't talk while I'm doing this. I'll go quick. Another thing that really was cool about having Angelica here was just seeing her like do her thing, and some of the things that she does are the things that I do too. So seeing someone, sorry, I'm taking the sparkly side and just popping it in the middle of my lid. For example, when she came over, we filmed together. We hadn't quite decided what we were going to do. So she came over without makeup on. And then we decided that we would film for my channel her putting makeup on me. So she wasn't gonna be putting her makeup on for the video. So she had to get ready to film before we filmed the video. So we were hanging out, Ricardo was here, we were chatting, and she put on her full face of makeup. And the speed with which she did it was amazing. And it wasn't like a rush job or something, but she just didn't obsess over the details. And I guess it's kind of like the same lesson that I'm learning in doing this video, this unedited video. I really learned from watching her not obsess over the details, and her makeup ended up looking flawless as it ever does when I obsess over the details and like obsessively try to make everything super symmetrical and perfect and blended. You know, and obviously she's really good at makeup and she's been doing it longer than I have, I think, and she's done it more than I have. But it's not really about that. It's just kind of about the fact that she was okay with it being imperfect on a minute level, because she knows that the human eye doesn't really perceive that stuff. Like when you're talking to a person, you just see the beauty of the colors and the shapes, and you don't really see the, you know, slightly different shape of this versus that. And I also think there's something kind of artistic about, oh gosh, I should keep going while I'm talking. I don't want to keep talking. So that's it on the eyes. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think it, you know, it's like sculpted, but very simple. It again has kind of the look of a makeup look, but so it's not like super natural, but it also doesn't look, there are many types of makeup that are not going on right now on my face. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put on mascara and I'll continue talking about what I was just talking about, which was, oh yes, I think that there's something kind of artistically, there's something authentic to the artist's work in having one's makeup be sort of gestural, if that makes sense. And by gestural, I kind of mean just like a loose approximation and not too loose, you know what I mean? But, you know, like with like a painter, ooh, this here, stroke here, and I'm done. You know what I mean? And there's something about almost like seeing the gesture of the work, seeing the handiwork in the way that the makeup ends up looking at the end. And I see that when I see makeup artists put makeup on other people and I watch. So for example, when I watch Lisa Eldridge's channel and I see her doing makeup looks on other people, she's not like mincingly perfecting every tiny little stroke and, you know, obsessively going back over it. It's so different from Instagram makeup, but not because it's never graphic and not because it's never glamorous or shocking, or, you know, not because it's never heavy, you know, all of those things that we tend to think of as being what define Instagram makeup. It's not that she never uses any of those qualities in the looks that she does. It's that there's just a slightly more casual, more artistic, more gestural quality to the application and less of like an intense paint by numbers quality. I know I already said paint by numbers, but I think it's relevant. or maybe it will help me communicate what I'm trying to communicate. I don't know. Gosh, I'm gonna have to put mascara on my lower lashes and show you guys how weird I look when I'm doing it, and also how long it takes. I'm just constantly layering and layering and layering mascara. I mean, not constantly, but when I do my mascara, I spend a while layering and layering and layering, letting it dry, layering, letting it dry, layering. That's why I never include it in my videos. I've been really enjoying doing sort of a monochromatic blushy look on the lids and cheeks, and then lots of mascara. I always want to say lashings of mascara, but I know that that's like copyrighted by Charlotte Tilbury. I just feel like it's the best way to talk about all of the mascara one applies. I've really been enjoying this basically, and I actually already filmed a demo of a really similar look using cream products. I don't know if that'll be up yet, but I hope it's not too trying to have the same type of look demonstrated, one with cream products and one with powders. I do think they give different effects. They definitely give different effects. The cream one, it's almost like with creams it's harder to get. I burped. Did you see that? I burped and I can't edit it out. With creams, it's harder to get as much of a gradient because they're a little bit harder to control in like the buffing time. So it just ends up looking a little bit less dimensional in like the gradient. But in that way, I feel like cream products end up looking a little bit less makeup-y because that fade, that gradient is sort of like a classic makeup hallmark. So now that the top lashes have dried, I'm going back over them with more mascara, and it's like building on itself. It has something to build on. This is the Monsieur Big, by the way. It's still my only mascara, going strong. All right, I did that. I made it through the mascara, and I'm going to put my little mole back on, or define my little mole. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you guys, I'm out of black eyeliner. I don't have a single black eyeliner to my name, or I have a couple, but they're so small that the leads fell out and they'll probably be in my empties. And I don't want to buy a high-end eyeliner, so I need to know what is the best drugstore black eyeliner for the waterline. Let me know what you think. So I have a little lip gloss on. I'm just gonna take that off. And then I'm going to apply this Lila Be Lovely Divine Duo Lip and Cheek product. They sent this to me, which was a huge surprise. I mean, I was really shocked and flattered when Lila B reached out and they sent me a couple of products. And I really actually like this a lot for the lips. It's quite tenacious, and that's what I love in a lip product. Especially, you would think for like a little, you know, like a little cream pot like this, that it wouldn't really stay too well on the lips, but it really does. It looks really natural, obviously. Oh, and it's so smooth. It's a really pretty product. I was actually prepared to be unimpressed by this because the price point of the brand is so high. And so when it came and I saw this, I was like, wow, it's so small. I think this product is something in the realm of $45. I was like, it's very, very beautifully designed, but it's so small. And I was like, gosh, I was like, this formula is gonna have to be really impressive for me to understand the price point, and it is really impressive. It's really sort of smoothing. It just feels like a really, really high-end lipstick. Really smoothing, really pretty soft finish, and and long lasting. I mean, not like a long lasting liquid lipstick, but long lasting for this type of product. The only thing I wish about these is that they came in some more neutral colors, because this one's called Be Lovely, and it's the one that they call a nude, like a dark brown nude or something. And to me, it looks almost like a berry, like a nude berry. And it's the most neutral one of all of the colors that they have. All of the rest are like reds and pinks and oranges and apricots and all of that stuff. And I don't know, I just prefer neutral colors for this type of thing rather than those very, very brightening cheek and lip products. So I would love to see them come out with some true browns, some true brown nudes, and some more pale peachy nudes. All right, that's the look. I'm going to use also the Lila B setting spray, which I cannot put down. It's extraordinary. It's also kind of a small bottle, and I'm afraid that I'm going to go through it really fast. But that's the first way, that is the first time I've felt that way about a setting spray. This is the first time that I've ever been like, no, I wish the bottle were bigger. I wish I had more. Like that. So I guess you could say it's probably my favorite setting spray that I've ever tried. I'm going to take my hair down so we can see kind of the full effect. This is another thing that I usually speed through. All right, and that is it. This was my one take tutorial, and I would love other people to do this. I would love for this to kind of be a tag. I'm not going to label it as a tag in the title, and I might do other ones if you guys liked it. I was thinking about doing like one take tutorial, but for something that takes less time, like just one take tutorial soap brows, or one take tutorial, I don't know, something else. You guys tell me if there's some kind of one take tutorial that you would like to see where I just isolate the one thing, kind of like I did with this, where I already had my base on and I just finished the look with the powder products and the mascara and stuff, and I already had my brows on and stuff like that. So if there's something that you would like to see a one take tutorial of, let me know. And if you're out there and you have a YouTube channel and you want to do a one take tutorial or one take talk or one take something, I would love that. I mean, it wasn't my idea, it was Ricardo's idea. So I feel like it's, you know, it's free, it's a free for all. And I would like to see more stuff like this on YouTube. I think it's kind of fun. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm feeling like a little bit like nail bitey over here about the idea of posting this without editing it, but that is what I am going to do. And I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.